Hi guys, it's my day off and I thought I'd do a video, and I'm going to do a video on doll magic, and not specifically a how-to video, just really a video that gives examples of certain types of doll magic you can do. I'm not going to explain all the different techniques of doll magic because that would be stupid, but I'm giving just an example to kind of different examples and sort of talking about various things, and have a couple of things to show you all as well. So normally with doll magic, you have the healing and the harming side of things, and then you have all the different spectrums around healing and all the different spectrums around harming. So for instance, you know, if we was to do harming and stuff like that, another spectrum around that would be perhaps binding, or even a very aggressive love spell. A lot of love magic, a lot of people assume that's good magic, but love magic is actually quite, you know, it can be quite nasty. You know, I've seen quite evil things put on people because of love magic. You know, love magic can be quite nasty, and yeah, and then of course around healing we have other things like protection, healing, obviously, stuff like that. So different ends of the spectrums. Normally for healing magic you would have something that would be less degradable, something that would not be easy to rot or fall apart. So you kind of have something, you know, you wouldn't pick bread as a healing thing because bread rots away, it falls apart. Bread is ideal for cursing and harming. Bread is amazing for harming magic because it rots away and stuff like that, and bread magic in general is pretty powerful. I'll touch up on that in a little bit, but normally on healing, you know, you use materials like cloth and stuff like that. You can also use clay as well, or wax. However, there are certain, you can use clay and wax in order for harming, and I'll tell you why. Clay and wax, there are certain spells you can do where you have the victim's name in that doll, and you implant that, and then of course what you can do is with, for instance, wax, you can hang it by the neck by a fireplace and have a fire on really, really hot, so then the heat melts the wax down and it destroys the doll, thus destroying the person. Then of course you have clay. Clay, you can put it by a river, and as the water washes the clay away, destroys the person or destroys something you want to destroy within that person. So yeah, but again, wax and clay can be used for healing magic. When using dolls for healing magic, it is vitally important that you make sure the materials aren't, you make sure that doll is going to be looked after. You have a special, specific place you put that doll in, and that is it. You don't, under any circumstances, chuck it around, because that is a representation of that person. That is sympathetic magic. In my personal opinion, any, like, the magic that I have done, out of all of it, doll magic has been the most powerful. To me, I feel like I work pretty well with doll magic, and I do incorporate making Magistelli or Poppets within my practice quite a lot. So, let's talk about various ways we can do things. Hold on a minute, I'm going to fix that door because it is annoying the shit out of me. Back, sorry. So yeah, let's talk about various ways in which we can do things. Now I want to give you an example today of a doll that I have worked with in order for binding. And some of you may be a bit freaked out by this, but it's witchcraft, deal with it. This doll here basically is made out of cloth. This person has been a complete, I can't even get into how much of an arsehole basically this person has been, not to me specifically, but to others around him and the earth and the environment. So yeah, I have made this doll. Something has happened to this person as well that's been pretty hardcore and pretty bad. Now in order, this is a binding, you know, this is to bind that person. So what I have done is I have made him kneel and face the corner of a wall. So then he can't, you know, he's facing the corner of the wall, head down. So then it shows and it represents that this person is bound. This person cannot leave that specific area. This person can't go anywhere because this person is bound. I have bound their hands and their legs. The hands showing that they can't do anything else to cause damage. Their legs showing that they can't physically move anywhere else from their life. Their mouth and their eyes. Their mouth showing that they are bound. They are bound to stop speaking. And they can't inflict any more damage. Their eyes to stop them seeing any other parts of land that they can destroy. And that is what I have done. This person is rested upon 2 blackthorn spikes. If anybody doesn't know about blackthorn, this is blackthorn. It's an incredibly powerful plant. It's used a lot. Blackthorn bushes, and then you get whitethorn bushes as well, but blackthorn is used a lot within witchcraft. You have the famous blackthorn blasting rod, in which it's West Country, sorry, quite congested, it's West Country, and with the blackthorn blasting rod, you direct it at that person, and that person will have shit in their life. It's pretty hardcore, it's pretty epic, but yes. So anyway, this is an example of a doll that has just pissed everyone off, basically, and it's just an example of binding. You know, you have that person kneeling, you have them facing the wall, the corner, so they can't go anywhere else. He's going to continue to face the wall. Anyway, a lot of people, in terms of cursing magic as well, will use these oak galls. These are quite rare to find, and I'll explain what they are. An oak gall is basically where a wasp lays its egg inside an acorn, and that causes a deformity. Okay, these can be mixed with various things in order to make ink. However, they can corrode the paper. So a lot of people may, because they corrode things and they're highly, you know, they just destroy things, a lot of people will use these for doll magic. Because of the corroding aspect of it, because the fact that it destroys slowly everything. I actually picked this up and I actually had a wasp lay its egg in it, and incidentally had brought a nest home of wasps, which was quite unpleasant. I mean, if I had known it, you know, had wasps still in it, I would have left it. That's the fact that I'm allergic as well. But it's the fact as well that it's not fair. So I just kind of left it open for a while on the balcony for them to fly away. Because they don't, after they hatch in it, they don't stay in it. It's not, you know, it's just literally something for them to hatch in, and then they fly off and do wasp things, basically evil things, because wasps are pretty evil. You can use them also in hoodoo as well, in terms of hoodoo and folk magic. People use them for success and stuff like that. But again, they're quite rare to find, they're quite hard to find as well, and if you do find one, check it, because it may have larvae within it hatching. Another good thing to do with doll magic, if you have a representation, I can't find a good sprig of it, if you have a representation, you can use this, which is called vervain. This is dried out, this is dried vervain, but this is known as the enchanter's herb as well. And vervain basically can enchant things. So if you have a, you know, in your cauldron, if you have some, you know, charcoal on the go burning up, you can put vervain onto those charcoals, and you can summon the spirit of vervain. You know, just with, you know, go from kind of within. Sounds a bit hippy dippy, but I mean, sort of just say, look, you know, I summon the creature, I summon the spirit of vervain, arise, come hither and aid my rights, or whatever, you know, imbue the essence of this person, such and such and such and such within. blah blah blah. Another really good technique for making dolls, and I have learnt this recently, and I think this is an amazing technique. I think this is awesome, despite the fact I'm not Christian, but I love the idea behind it, is making your doll on the book of Genesis, on the chapter from when God created man. Now, I know that's a hoodoo thing, but I have been incorporating that in my practice because I see that as highly, so symbolic and just so sympathetic and spot on, you know, by making it on the book of Genesis, just showing that you kind of, in a way, sounds quite blasphemous, but you kind of are being God. You are shaping and moulding that human being again when God created man from dust and stuff like that. There is actually a thing that you say, however I forgot what bit it is, but yeah, that's a very potent thing to do, and I do that with a lot of doll stuff now, because every time we do it, it works. You know, me and a friend done a binding as well, and that just went boom, that worked straight away. Pretty powerful. Within like half an hour afterwards of doing it, it works. Bread magic, in terms of bread magic for dolls, stuff like that, very powerful. Bread magic in general is powerful because you have the 4 elements in it. You have the bread mix, which is earth. You have the water you add to it, which is water. You have the heat in the oven, which is fire. And then once the dough rises, that's air. So it's very powerful. In terms of bread magic as well, there are certain things that can be done as well. A lot of people will add various nasty ingredients to bread magic, like to the puppet. You'll shape the sex of the doll and stuff like that. There's actually a good video on that, Cauldron of the Autocaliac, and it's called Lilith's Dark Moon Puppets, but that's really good what they go through and the steps they do, and it's proper old world witchery. It's awesome. So yeah, trying to think what else with doll magic as well can be done, like with bread magic, is vinegar can be added to the doll in order to sour it, in order to sour up the dough, and then once it's in the oven and rising, the witch will then sit in front of the oven, rocking back and forth, summoning up pure anger, and spitting out malice and curses at that doll, at that bread rising. I will warn you, when it comes to bread puppets and stuff like that, because they crumble away and fall away, it is for destroying things. So, you know, it's pretty potent and powerful stuff, and it does work. I've seen it work as well. I've seen somebody just get completely fucked up because of it, basically. Bread magic is powerful, and it's awesome as well because it works, and it's proper old witchery. It's a link to proper old world witchery. Any dolls are, really. You know, you can also make clay dolls in order to protect you as well. There are various things with dolls to protect you. You can put various petitions in, sigils, stuff like that. Maybe even even psalms for protection, and you can burn that and then just sort of mix that in with the clay doll as you make that, stuff like that. Or if you work with a particular pagan god, you could write a prayer for that pagan god to protect you, burn it, mix it in with the doll. So yeah, pretty, you know, all in all, doll magic, pretty powerful, very powerful. Every time I've done doll magic, every time it's worked. It's never ever failed me as a magical system, and it's very traditional to traditional witchcraft. A lot of people think the famous voodoo doll comes from hoodoo and stuff like that. It doesn't. Hoodoo incorporated doll magic from European witchcraft, so it's you know, doll magic is a direct link even to European traditional witchcraft. So, with all that saying, I think I've gone afar. What am I even talking about? With all that said, I think I've said enough. Another thing as well before I go, some people may baptise a doll with holy water. That's what I tend to do as well, just go into a Catholic church, nick a bit of holy water, and baptise a doll with the holy water. I cite the such and such, you know, Tracy Ellis or something like that, I don't know. You know, I bring the to essence and stuff like that, and then of course holding it over the smoking vervain. So yes, that is an example of doll magic, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and over and out.